Imagine you're standing at a train station. You arrive just as the doors begins to close. You run, you wave, and you're only a few feet away, but the train leaves without you. And as it disappears into the distance, your heart sinks and immediately your mind starts racing. If I only had left 5 minutes earlier, I should have moved faster. I can't believe I missed it. Now imagine opening your trading platform. The market explodes upward and green candles everywhere, right? It's going up like crazy and you watched it happen and you knew it was possible, but you never entered. Now the price is racing away without you and suddenly your logic disappears. You click the buy button and at the exact moment everybody else is celebrating, right? And minutes later, the market reverses. Sounds familiar? You see, many traders don't lose money because they can't find opportunities. They lose money because they can't accept the opportunities that they've already missed. And psychologists calls this, and trading psychologists call this quote unquote fear of missing out, or simply, as you've heard online, FOMO. And honestly, it might be one of the most expensive emotions a trader can experience. Listen, so here's something fascinating here. Imagine two people. One loses 500 bucks and the other never have even had a chance to make 500. Objectively, their financial situation is different, right? Emotionally, their brains often react the same exact way, and that's because our brains don't simply respond to actual losses. They also respond to missed opportunities. Watching a trade move hundreds of points without you can feel almost identical to taking a losing trade, even though you actually never risk a single dollar. Look, human beings evolved in groups, and for thousands of years, being separated from your tribe could mean death. And if everybody else found food except you and you didn't, that actually mattered. And if everybody else moved to safety and you stayed behind, that mattered too. You see, our brains develop an intense sensitivity to being left out. And today, that very same survival mechanism shows up in so many different ways. Like where? Like social media, investing, trading, and like for example, watching everybody celebrate profits while you sit on the sidelines can trigger ancient survival instincts. Like your brain does not recognize these charts, it recognizes exclusion. And that's unfortunate. I mean, think about the last time you watched price explode upward. Like, notice what happened internally. Maybe you begin to breathe much faster, your attention narrowed, and your thoughts become more urgent. Like, you start telling yourself, oh, it's going, I'm gonna miss it, like, I have to get it now. Like, those are not analytical thoughts, they're your emotional reactions. Your brain has shifted from patient decision making into survival mode. And survival mode rarely produces disciplined trades. You see, most traders think that FOMO begins when they chase a breakout. It actually begins much, much earlier. It starts the moment you begin comparing yourself to others. So imagine somebody posting a huge winning trade online, and you see this every single day. Like somebody posts that their account doubled, or a friend tells you about cashing and entering the moment that the market reversed. And then suddenly your own progress felt and feels much, much smaller. And actually, like nothing about your account changed. Nothing was risked. You didn't lose any money, but only your perception did. In this comparison quietly transforms patience into urgency. And I promise you, you do not want that. Look, like FOMO whispers something incredibly convincing. Like it says, "This is your chance. You can't miss this one. It may never come again. So you gotta get in now." But the market does not work that way. I promise you, there will be always another setup, another trend, another breakout, another pullback. And professional traders, they understand this. Unfortunately, amateur traders believe that every opportunity is their last opportunity. And that belief creates emotional pressure. And emotional pressure creates poor decision. Listen, psychologists have discovered something interesting here. When people believe that something is scarce, they value it more, right? And even if the actual value has not changed at all, and this is why limited time offers work in marketing, right? And that's why Countdown timers increase sale, and while sold out products become more desirable. The market creates the same illusion. A candle begins moving and then suddenly it feels scarce. Like you believe the opportunity is disappearing, so you stop evaluating and start reacting. So listen, here's the difficult truth. And no trader out there can catch every single move. I promise you, there's no one. And the world's greatest traders have watched thousands of incredible opportunities unfold without them. And you know what? They're perfectly fine with that because they understand that something that beginners often struggle to accept. Like missing a trade is not the same thing as making a mistake. And sometimes the best trade you can make is the one that you never enter. Imagine trying to catch a bus that's already pulling away. So you run harder, faster, desperately trying to close the gap, and eventually you're just so exhausted. And trading feels similar. When price has already traveled a long distance, many traders suddenly become interested. Not because probability improved, but because emotion intensified. And ironically, the strongest emotional desire to enter often appears when the reward to risk ratio is becoming worse. Look, one reason FOMO is so powerful is because patience does not create excitement, right? Like nobody's gonna celebrate you for the trade that you wisely avoided, and nobody's gonna applaud you for the breakout that you chose not to chase. And discipline often feels invisible, but over hundreds of trade is one of the greatest competitive advantages you can develop. And professional traders understand it that patience is not inactivity; it's all about decision making. So the next time you feel urgency because you missed a move, take a pause and ask yourself this question. Would I still take this trade if it hadn't moved already? That question changes everything because so many FOMO trades that you can make aren't based on your strategy, they're just based on your emotion. I mean, listen, many beginners believe that successful trading is about reacting faster. And professional traders know that it's all about reacting better. And I promise you that algorithms will always be faster. They have like such a high-tech technology in trading that you can never beat them. And trying to beat the market with speed is a guaranteed losing game. Look, your edge comes from something else, from your emotional discipline, from your patience, from your consistency about your process, and the ability to wait while everybody else is rushing. Look, here's the conclusion. Fear of missing out or FOMO is it's not really about trading, it's about being human. Our brains evolve to notice what others have, to fear being left behind, to chase opportunities before they disappear. And those instincts might have helped our ancestors survive, but with trading, they often work against us. Look, the market does not reward urgency, it rewards patience. It does not reward emotional reactions, it rewards disciplined execution. I mean, there will always be another setup, another breakout, another trend, and another opportunity. And the traders who succeed over decades aren't the ones who chase every move. They're the ones who can calmly watch opportunities pass without being compelled to participate in the move that they missed because they understand that their goal is not to catch every single trade. Like their goal is to catch the right trades, the trades that matter to their trading plan. And that's a big, profound difference. Like the market is not keeping score of how many opportunities you miss, only on how well you manage the ones you chose. So the next time price starts running and your heart tells you, oh, you better get in before it's too late. Again, take a pause, take a breathe, and ask yourself, am I following my trading plan or am I simply afraid of being left behind? Because that decision alone, that answer to that question, that decision is driven by discipline. And the other is driven by fear. And over the long run, fear will never be a profitable trading strategy. So master your mind, master the market. This is NQ State of Mind. If you like this video in any way, shape, or form, please like, comment, and subscribe. I promise you I will respond. All right, you have a good trading day. We'll see you later in the next video.